Hey everyone, this is Tim from YourSixGaming, and today in this video I'm going to be going over some of the best controller settings and just in general best settings for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And maybe in the future, if they keep all the settings, this will also apply to Call of Duty Warzone, the Battle Royale, when it drops. So the first thing that we should talk about is the back button attachment for the PlayStation 4. If you do not have this, you are going to be behind the competition, and this is only like $30. I bought this from Amazon, so go ahead and look into this. It has two extra buttons on the back, and this just goes on your standard PlayStation 4 controller, and I absolutely love this. You don't have to go out and buy an expensive like pro controller to be able to compete against other people. This is only $30. Look into this. This will improve your gameplay a lot. And maybe in the future, the PlayStation 5 will already have this on it. So who knows? Let's go ahead and jump into the settings now for Call of Duty. Let's go ahead and hit options. And here are the controller defaults for me. And if you scroll down, I keep everything pretty much at default. I like the default stick layout because I do have that back button attachment on there. I'm just able to remap the buttons that I want. And for my buttons, I usually have the jump on the right side and the slide on the left side for my paddles. And for more horizontal stick sensitivity, I keep this at 9. And for the vertical, I keep it at 9. Then for the ADS sensitivity, the low zoom, I usually keep this between 0.7 and 0.75. Now, you do want your ADS sensitivity for the low zoom to be lower than your horizontal stick sensitivity if you are going to be playing at those higher sensitivities, especially when we get into the longer range maps like in Ground War. Otherwise, in Call of Duty Warzone, you want your ADS sensitivity multiplier for the low zoom to be about normal for the 6 sensitivity. If you're comparing it to the horizontal and the vertical stick sensitivity, you want to right about 6. So when you're aiming down sights at long range, you're able to put accurate shots on target. And then for my ADN sensitivity for the multiplier for high zoom, and this will be your sniper rifles, I'm keeping it at about 1.5. So if we're comparing it again to our horizontal and vertical, it's going to be right around 10 to 11. That's where I like it. So the pro players, they actually play on about 6. And then they keep the ADS sensitivity multiplier 1 for each. Otherwise, they increase it for the high zoom to about 1.25. And then I keep my aim response curve at standard, controller vibration enabled. I usually disable this, but when I got the PlayStation 4 controller, I kind of liked it. But the idea is the controller vibration, it slightly messes up your buttons when you press them, and that could be causing you to miss, especially when you have your thumbs always on your joystick. So that's important to have off, but for me, it might be a little bit more preference. I've just started using it again. I have it for the last 2 or 3 years. And for aim assist, I keep that on standard, but you do have a bunch of different options on here like precision and focusing. But I've gone through these before. Precision says it's a strong aim slowdown that only kicks in when aiming closer to target. Best for accurate players. I just like standard. Precision could work out, but until I see a benefit doing that, I think I'm just going to stay how I've always played. Then weapon mount, I like ADS plus melee. Moving down to weapon mount movement, I have that enabled. Aim down sight behavior, I have it hold. Equipment behavior, hold. Use/reload behavior, tap to reload. Sometimes I will actually go to contextual tap to reload or to use, with priority on use when possible, holding down the button. Always reloads. So what this does is, to reload a gun, you press square. Now to open up a door or jump in a vehicle, you always have to hold it. Now with contextual, whatever option you have available to you first, like if you're standing by a door, it's going to be a tap. If you're reloading, it's going to be a tap. But if the two are at the same point, like if you are reloading and you're near a door, you're going to have to hold the square button down to go through the door. But if your gun's already reloaded, well, you just have to tap the square button. Now, when Call of Duty Warzone comes out, that may be a little bit more beneficial. We'll see slide behavior. I have it to tap. Now, I believe the default is hold. I just like tapping the button to slide because it's a little bit quicker action. And auto movement forward when the Battle Royale does come out. This will auto run your character, so you don't have to keep pressing sprint to move forward. And you can literally just let go of your controller from there and it'll keep running by itself. And I have on automatic tactical sprint, so I don't have to press the joystick down for my character to start sprinting. All I have to do is press up and I'm already sprinting, and this makes it a lot easier to make quick movements, especially when I'm running and gunning with my SMGs. So try out automatic tactical sprint. I think that's actually very beneficial. Vehicle camera recentered, nah. Now let's go over to the general settings. Adjust your brightness accordingly. Just have that barely visible for the middle one. Some people like to play it a little bit higher. I find it's a little bit too washed out for me. Adjust your safe area so it's lining up here with your screen. Fill grain, I turn that off completely. Tool tips, whatever, skip that. Subtitles, I had that on, disable it. Too much talking in multiplayer, I don't like reading stuff. I am colorblind, so I've gone through the different menus on here for the colorblind options. And go through here and just see what's a little bit easiest for you to read the numbers in those little circles. I have it on that one right now. And colorblind interface right there applies additional colorblind filters over the interface. And then here's I think this is a big one right here. Turning off world motion blur and then weapon motion blur. Go ahead and disable these both. And the idea behind this is, well, if you're moving and it's all blurry on your screen, it's going to be harder to see stuff on your screen. So if you got rid of that blur, when you're looking around, you can see the sight picture much quicker and know where to snap to. So turn off motion blur. Try it. I think it helps quite a bit. And then text chat enable, profanity filter. Yeah, disable that. Dismemberment and gore. Totally got to have that on. Now let's go over to the audio section. I've been enjoying high boost quite a bit. I like that, especially with my headphones right here. It works out perfectly. And then I usually lower the master volume, and the music, I have to lower that way the heck down. I wish there was something where I could just get rid of the VTOL jet, the choppers when you're jumping into the match. They are just way too loud. Same thing with the dialogue. I don't need you blaring my ear when I'm jumping on the flag and capturing it, so I turn that down, but I keep effects volume up. I disabled the Juggernaut music so I can hear it a little bit better. Hit marker sounds, MW. I have voice chat enabled. Sometimes I like going down to mute everyone except my party or my friends, so when I'm playing ground war, all I hear is my comrades in my party and not 30 other people trying to speak to me, especially if we're playing crossplay. Open mic threshold, I keep that at the default 3.16. So if you have a little tapping in the background like this, what you could do is increase your open mic threshold and it will get rid of that tapping when you're talking to people in game. And voice chat volume, I have that lower, so people are lower than footsteps in the background when I'm in game. And then just the standard for my mic volume. And then when I go down to voice chat effect, I change this from stealth comms to no effect. So when I'm talking and hearing people, they actually sound like their voice instead of like they're talking through the radio. That's a big one. And another important thing is enabling crossplay if you want to go ahead and play ground war, crossplay invitations, and then I have display unique ID numbers disabled. But it's nice going to the account page and then checking your, your latency in game to see how many milliseconds your latency and your packet losses are. And that's very important. Sometimes I see myself like throwing 3 grenades in a row and like, holy crap, my latency must be very terrible right now. So I go and check. A good match is probably around 40 or 50. And terrible matches are anything probably over 70, I would say. Once you get to 100 milliseconds, you are literally 3 or 4 shots behind people, and it's going to be unplayable for you at that point in time. So those are pretty much my settings for Call of Duty. It's important to have that ADS sensitivity low zoom lower to the point where it's about 6 to 7, comparable to your horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity. Otherwise, you won't be as accurate, and you will be losing gunfights because you're inaccurate. So especially at those long ranges, up close, this is kind of mitigated to the point where, all right, well, having a higher sensitivity might be a little bit easier to quick turnaround on people, but if you're playing very good competition, you won't have the ability to turn around on someone because you'll already be eliminated. So you definitely want better accuracy versus the ability to quick turn around on people. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. And if you did indeed like this video, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below for more Call of Duty tech help tips coming up next on YourSixGaming.